Hey YouTube, this is if you can't beat them, join them team, Skarmory, Whiscash, Core with Lickitung. I got Lickitung lead. I'm gonna go over that. I'm gonna play the battles because I got like 20 minutes of battles here. Um, but I'm gonna go over just the core, why it's just such been strong core since season one, and why Lickitung lead here. So let's just start with Lickitung lead because you're saying that I'm staying in with against Annihilape here, because actually it's not a terrible matchup because most of the time they can only throw Night Slash, right? Because Shadow Ball is resisted, so it's just a Night Slash. So stay in, grab a shield, and then I can line. So why Lickitung save swap? There's two reasons. Save swap on the lead. Why is it on the lead? And what do you do if you get a brutal matchup, which happened a couple times? The Skarmory Whiscash core is the most well-known core this season because it's a core that's been around since season one when it was Skarmory Swampert. And the reason this core is so famous and so strong is because you have a two Pokemon that just cover each other's weaknesses super well, right? So Whiscash only weak to grass, double weak to grass at that. Skarmory as a steel flyer, double resist grass. Skarmory as a steel flyer, weak to electric. Mudboy, resist electric. So you just cover each other's weakness extremely well. So how, in a typical way you play this team is you'd have one of these on the lead. Doesn't matter which one, Skarmory or Whiscash. And then if you saw your weakness, you would safe swap into Lickitung. And then hopefully flip switch to then have your Whiscash, or whatever, the other one, sweep. So that's how you play a balanced team. That's generally the teams I like to play. About 2 or 3 seasons ago, I changed my thought process on balanced teams a little bit, especially on the safe swap. So yes, you'll still see me run balanced teams with the safe swap. Lickitung, Gligar, Annihilape / Poliwrath to a certain extent, Sableye. These are all good safe swaps that I still use in that sort of middle spot there. So balanced core with that in the safe swap. 2 or 3 seasons ago, I got to thinking, and I'm like, there's 2 things. One, if you use a lot of these balanced cores, they're easy to read, right? If you have a Skarmory, it's most likely with a Whiscash. If you have like a Bastiodon lead, there's going to be like a Medi or Shadow Vic or something in the back there, right? So if you run these balanced cores, it's very easy for your opponent to read what is in the back and be able to adjust accordingly. So what I started doing was running the safe swap on the lead, and there's 2 pros to this. One is with the Lickitung lead, Lickitung's so safe and so bulky and so strong that you don't know what it can pair with, because it can pair with almost literally anything. So right off the bat, your opponent will have a tough time reading what is the scenario. The second scenario is exactly what happened here. Because you have so many safe matchups, you're able to just stay in certain matchups no problem, and then like get switch in the back end, right? So because Lickitung is so big and bulky and safe, you can like read your opponent's team and then figure out, like, a lot of times I can win in certain even scenarios in like 1 to 2 shields because Lickitung just is that strong. So do I need to win switch here with certain can I read my opponent's team that I should fight for switch with Lickitung? Because if I fight for switch with Lickitung, Skarmory and Whiscash cover each other's weaknesses so well, it is very likely that I'm going to be able to hard counter or align super strong in the back, right? So that's what it comes down to. It comes down to like not allowing your opponent to read your team, and also being able to just like sort of maneuver around, determine on the lead whether you want to win switch or have shield advantage, and that's a decision you can make just based on reading. The question is, I wonder if it's the next one. What happens if you lose lead? Like Annihilape isn't a bad lead that you saw in the first game because Shadow Ball's resisted, so your Lick is also doing super effective. So it's like a neutrals lead. What happens in a bad lead? Or in a bad lead where you're reading a team that you're going to lose this anyway. So I think there's a couple losses I had here, and these are the scenarios where I lost, where it's like, oh, this is very tricky to outmaneuver. And it gets down to, okay, Bastiodon, what's going to be in the back? Medi, Shadow Vic, maybe a Wiggly. So Lickitung is going to lose this matchup. They're going to have an answer to Whiscash in the back, and it's going to be a grass. It's going to be Shadow Vic. It's going to be Tropius. It's going to be something like that. So now I'm in a weird spot where it's like I know I'm going to lose Switch here because I'm just like Smackdown is just it's too bulky and Smackdown's coming too fast, and the Stone Edges are coming too fast here. I'm going to lose Switch. So like you're going to say, like, okay, I got to lose Switch. I know they have an answer for this in the back. They're not going to leave because they're going to line a grass on this. And then if they align a grass on this, they're most likely going to have an answer to a Skarmory. Because like what's the biggest answer to Skarmory here? Tropius here, there. Medi with counter. Right? It's a very common team. But now Medi with counter unfortunately has Power Punch, which makes this the worst case scenario because now this thing could just ramp up neutral counters. So now neutral counters is actually going to take this and I won't be able to like outmaneuver here. So this is one scenario where it's just like I read the team, I know it, and I still can't get out of it, right? Because you're just going to lose the lead. You can't instant swap Skarmory because it's a bad matchup anyways. You can't instant swap Whiscash because they know they have, of course they're going to have an answer to Whiscash if they're leading a Bastiodon. So it puts you in just a brutal situation. Tried to snipe here, and they catch on the Tropius, so this game's over. And then you're going to see one where I led against, maybe I put it in, I led against a Vigoroth, a freaking Vigoroth lead, right? So it's just like, maybe Vigoroth and I had a few bad leads. Annihilape was like okay-ish, but then I had a Vigoroth lead and a Wigglytuff lead, and it's just like, so you have to use Whiscash as your safe swap, which makes it a little tricky there too. So I'm going to go down here. And there's not much I can do. Like, take this out. I needed to try and get to as close as 2 moves as I can because now they're just going to counter me down here and before I get to a move. Lickitung and Skarmory. Again, this is a neutral lead. One that, depending on if they let these first body slams go and if you shield up some sky attacks and stuff like that, you could potentially flip switch if you want in like a bad shield scenario. So I'll start throwing these body slams, and we'll see. And again, Skarmory leads, so it's like, okay, what do we got in the back here? Do we have a Whiscash in the back? If they do I have anything that I super want to align with? If they have an answer for Lantern, maybe it's like a Clodsire or Gligar. That would be worth fighting for switch. So I'm like, okay, down shields, take switch. Out comes Dragonair. Okay, this is good. I'm going to chip with Body Slam. Grab a shield back, and I'm going to get another move off. So I even shields, have switch plus chip damage, right? So good scenario to be in. And now I can align on my Skarmory where I'm taking resisted Dragon Breath. They're going to have to get to an Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail, I can live one with these. Because they don't leave here, they actually stay in and get another one off, and I go for the complete farm down. I think I double shield here, yeah. Just reading that like Skarmory with a bunch of energy is probably going to be okay in the back. Hello, Superior. So I go here. Sky attack, they end up shielding. And now I could take anything here. So not going to throw the Brave Bird just yet. I'm going to let them throw a move first, which will not take me out. Everything is very resisted. Now I will go Brave Bird. And if this doesn't KO, I would instant swap, but I'm pretty sure it KO'd. Yeah, Brave Bird. Super effective against Superior. Azumarill, again, decent lead, right? So don't need to go anywhere. This is one that I can probably take switch if I want with the Power Whips. And they make a nice catch on a Sand Slash. So they catch the Power Whip on Sand Slash. That's okay. I will now just get alignment here. We CMP. That's okay. One's not going to take me out, obviously. So they will be taken out with my move. So I'm going to be very easily be able to keep switch here. And get my Lickitung back on the... get back on there. Get back on the Azumarill. They come in Azumarill. This is okay. They're throwing pretty quick. I guess they don't want to take a mud bomb unnecessarily. Just to play rough, so I'm still going to get a mud bomb off. So this will be not a lot of chip. Azumarill is very, very, very tanky. Now I come in here. I think I shield 1, and it's a Hydro. Yeah, this was kind of like, again, there's no real reason to do that outside of it just felt right. I'm farming again. Now I have 2 Pokemon that can do 2 super effective moves here, right? Steel Wing and Lick, both doing super effective on the Frostlass. So I take the first move, live it, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Lickitung's got a bunch of energy. Skarmy here has a bunch of energy. Let's shield up everything, go down 2 shield, but then I'm gonna have like 3 moves coming out of this. So start launching these moves. Sky Attack here. Once they shield once, I go Brave Bird to force that last one. So I'm forcing this last shield here with Brave Bird, or I'm going to take it out. And then I got, I think, a Power Whip ready, locked and loaded to take this out here. Annihilate again. And again, we're just going to have to kind of just stay in here. At best, Night Slash or Ice Punch here for them. I can do a good amount of chill with Power Whip. I think both of them shielded up Power Whip. I think just knowing that I only can go Power Whip, I think it's worth the shield on their end. So if I remember, I think both of them just shield this up. Yeah, the first one did too, and this one also shielded up Power Whip. So they'll take me out. I'll be up shield, but they'll be able to counter and Shadow Ball my Skarmy here. Again, the only problem is if you lose Switch, you better hope that they do not have a core that also just takes your core out, right? Because they just won alignment. So if they have like a Lantern and then something to beat a Lantern, or Bastiodon or something to beat a Bastiodon, okay, Dugong is not super amazing answer to I mean, it's a good answer, right? Because Scald is resisted, and they could just like lower my attack and stuff. Plus now we're even shield, so I got to try and shield this down. But I think once I lost Switch, is this the one where they made like a crazy ass catch on the Bastiodon? They like, if I remember, it's either this one or another one where I'm in this scenario, and they just perfectly anticipate the snipe that they like almost switched before me. But no, they just let me grab their last shield. Yeah, see? See that right there? That is just so heads up, almost borderline stupid. So I get this move off. My switch timer is coming up here. So I get this one more move off. Switch timer is coming up. And you can see, like, it's either right here, one of two things is going to happen. The game either messed up because they got a smackdown coming through on me, and it's a 1 turn worth switch. So if I switch to my Whiscash, if I switch my Skarmy and do a 1 turn worth of that, and then I instantly throw a charge move, they could only at best catch it. They should not be able to throw a charge move unless they simultaneously swapped or did like within like half a second to get this smackdown off. Because as you can see, like, I instant swap, throw the move, and they're already throwing a smackdown at me, right? So they must have like either just read this perfectly or the game messed up because they instantly swapped and caught that. So now I'm just going double Brave Bird, hoping to chip into Mud Bomb range, and then I need to try and get a Mud Bomb off in the back here. But now they're not even in Mud Bomb range, so I'm going to be taken out here. So just like completely anticipated the snipe there, or the game like messed up and they didn't allow me to snipe properly. Mostly just because, again, the fact that smackdown went through there should not really happen in almost any scenario if the game's working properly. Salazzle, again, decent lead. You're bulky enough to live a lot of this stuff. These licks will add up pretty quick, right? They'll hit me with the Poison Fang or something probably. That's fine. Out comes the Dragonair, so I'm going to instant swap. Take this resisted move here. And not only am I going to, because just resist the Dragon Breath, I'll easily be able to take switch and get the Whiscash on the... that was CMP? Interesting. And get the Whiscash on this Salazzle. So we CMP. This will take out. They let it go. We'll get a full Incinerate through here, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. When I can align with the Whiscash here. Unless it's Dragon Pulse. I think it has Dragon Pulse. Everything else is resisted, Poison Fang, and Fire moves. And out comes the Hakamo. So I try to chip here, and I think I go into Lickitung and try and just chip with these Body Slams and Licks as low as I can get this. So grab one shield. I know so grab two shields. So once I grab two shields here, I think my win condition is Whiscash, just like farming up a ton here. They're going to have to throw, or else I'm going to get to another move, so they have to throw, and then at this point I'm just going to go two shield Whiscash for the win here. So there's one shield. They try and catch, so I'm going to farm a bit more there. Take this out, and now I should be able to, they need two moves, so I should be able to outpace there. Again, decent lead, right? I can get to power up. Scalds come pretty fast though, so we'll see there. I can't tell if it's sorry, I'm laughing because I posted when's this video going up? I guess this video is going up on Thursday. Let me just check because I'm making a bunch of videos on Tuesday. Yeah, this video is going up Thursday. So I initially had I had two videos initially set for Tuesday, Goodra and a video yesterday afternoon subscriber using Yonks' Toxic Team. And then I shot one for yesterday morning, a Togedemaru team. And then they dropped the full season of Pokemon Go. So I went over the full season analysis, and then I made a separate video on Niantic Hates its player base. And it's funny because in terms of content, the like ratio, it's at 100% like ratio, and it's got a lot of likes and a ton of comments. At the same time, I just dropped like 6 subscribers since posting this video, so I can't tell whether I dropped the subscribers because people are just like don't want this type of content, or it's actually a YouTube thing, because sometimes YouTube does that. They like take away subscribers because they're like once every like 6 months or so they go through and take away like some bots that are subscribed to you. So I don't know if I just lost 6 subscribers because of the video, or they're just taking away bots. But again, 1 out of 10 on view count by a mile. Tons of comments, all the likes, so we take that any day. So yeah, so my other videos I think I talked about going back to a Skeledirge. Yeah, so this afternoon it's potentially Skeledirge Double Dragon team. Again, I'm a couple days in advance here, but my plan is to test that Skeledirge Double Dragon team one time, and if it works, try and run with it for a couple days and post it Thursday afternoon. If it doesn't work, I don't know. If it doesn't work, go back through my teams and see which one I think is best and try and repeat something that works and try. I don't have many more days to push here. I really think I potentially won't hit legend this season, which again is okay. It's one of those things that I came to. Again, I still want to hit legend. Don't get me wrong. I still want to hit legend, but it's one of those things that I came to terms with when I stopped playing every single day last season. Again, if you've been around this channel for a while, you know that I played every single set of every single season, every single day. And I probably had the highest games played in Pokemon Go in the world. Because I played every single day, every single thing. And then I just was not having fun with the game anymore. And so I decided to take a break from it. And by a break, I mean like taking time away to, taking a break, taking time away to just not force myself to play, so that if I don't force myself to play, maybe I'll like the game again more. And I do like GBL more than I was like 6 months ago. But at the same time, so then I did not play as many games to start the season. Again, I took my time, no rush, so I didn't play all my sets. And now I've been at 2800 for what seems like 3 weeks now, and I just can't break it. And again, I went over in another video how it doesn't matter, right? Because I've already got 15 Pika Libres. There's no other benefit in this game. Again, I went over like Niantic, if they actually cared about GBL, could be like, if you make leaderboard, you get certain like special items, or you get Pokemon, or there's like a global tournament that maybe gets you to play Pokemon Championship, right? Like something to like entice you to hit legend. But there is no, outside of Pride, there is no, and I guess Pika Libre if you want that, but there is no other real reason to hit legend outside of those reasons. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.